guys. Hi Ash, Rish, Sarah, Sheila. Hello. Oh, well, today's been fun. Hey Mika. Just to here, like slightly off camera, the edge of this bag is covering a big mess of stuff that I cannot deal with right now. I managed to get the rest of it sorted. Somehow, and I don't know how, after our class the other day, I left my white acrylic paint pot out without the lid on it, and I can't find the lid anywhere. So my white acrylic paint is completely dried up. I'm not happy because it's my favourite and I'm going to have to buy more now. And what isn't dried up was all over the desk. I managed to clean off this bit, but there's a big pile of goop over there. It's like half an inch thick, and I think the best thing to do, rather than try to clean up it when it's wet, because this is vinyl, no, it's veneered wood, probably the best thing to do is just wait a couple of days till it dries completely and then just peel it off. Because nothing sticks to this, it all comes off. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait, give it another day. It's still wet underneath. Most of it's dry, actually. But there's, you know, it like dries from the outside in, the top down. So there's a patch in the middle that's still wet and goopy. And I think if I leave it for another day, maybe hit it with a hairdryer later to dry it out thoroughly, I can probably just peel it off. Le stress. Hey, Jen. Anyway. That's why we're an hour late. And I haven't even drunk my coffee yet. Oh. I got carried away with something I was doing last night. Ended up staying awake till 5 a.m. And then I couldn't get to sleep because it was so hot in my flat. And I finally figured out that somehow the heating hadn't switched off. So it was 21 degrees in my flat at 5 a.m. Of course, when you're working in the evening or at night, you don't tend to notice. But the minute I got into bed and I had to have an extra layer of duvet, and I'm like, oh my God, this is way too hot. I'm going to die. Shoot me now. So, of course, then I realised that the heating had been blazing all afternoon. And I have no idea. All night, rather. So, yeah, I didn't get to sleep till about 6. So I slept in. Maddie! Grossness. And then there was white acrylic paint everywhere, which is a bit of a nightmare. Anyway. At least it didn't go all over my wands. It went all over everything but my wands. So, fortunately, I still had the plastic down. So a lot of it was on the plastic and I didn't have to worry about too much of it, but there's a big globule over here. My embroidery thread has had it. It's completely encased in. Oh, that was Scooby. Oh, I felt something cold and wet on my ankle. I was like, ugh! Hi, Boo-Boo. You're a good boy. Hi. Hi there. Hello. Hi, Pam. Hi, Gwen. So, anyway. Hello. Welcome to Romany's Realm. I'm Romany and I'm having a bit of a day. Couple of things. If you notice something odd with the website, RhomanysRealm.org.uk, it's because I haven't got my banner up. Hang on. Where's my banner gone? Hold that thought. don't know. It won't come up on screen. No idea. Okay, never mind. RhomanysRealm.org.uk. I'm rejigging the website because some of it's out of date. I've got to update it to the current class, all that kind of thing. I've got some new stuff coming out later in the year that I need to put up. I'm adding galleries and things because there's nowhere other than Instagram that I actually showcase any of my work. And I don't really showcase any of my finished work on Instagram. So I tend to put it in stories rather than on my timeline. It's just the way I work. So I really need to put some finished work and finished pages and stuff like that up on my website, I think. So I'm rejigging it. So if things start appearing, disappearing, moving, being strange for the next couple of days, that's why. Should be finished by Sunday. I have plans. I know what I'm going to be doing. You're not late, Gwen. I'm an hour late starting, so don't worry. Oh! Measles rash. Oh no. Anti-vaxxers. You're old enough to have had the rubella vaccine though, aren't you? Sorry. Anyway. Yeah. Website's being rejigged. Which means those of you who are not on Instagram, because I know some of you aren't on Instagram, some of you prefer Facebook, you're weirdos. I'm not on Facebook. Well, I am on Facebook, but I don't use it. My Instagram is where I post most stuff and where I post most often. Pretty much all day, every day, if I'm honest. If you are not on Instagram, you can now go to my website and see what's on my Instagram without having to sign up for Instagram. There was something else. I should have done a list, shouldn't I? Oh, you haven't had them checked. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Only heat rash. Oh, thank goodness. Out with the chamomile lotion. Calamine, not chamomile. I always say that, get calamine and chamomile wrong. I should have done a list. Class this year. Somebody asked me to explain how class is working this year in DMs. Okay. Class is run the same as it is every year. Okay? My ongoing class, it's been happening since 2013. You can pay all in one go for the whole year. You can pay monthly through my website, RhomanysRealm.org.uk. It's all on there. Or, if you're already on Patreon and you like paying everything on the first of the month, you can also sign up through Patreon, okay? Patreon is an extra way of paying. It's not extra stuff. I've had a few people saying, oh, I'm in the class, but how much of the Patreon do I need to sign up to? You don't. If you're already in class, you don't need to sign up to Patreon. Of course, if you want to support me and give a little extra, or, you know, get YouTube videos with ad-free stuff and all that kind of thing, absolutely, you're welcome to come and join us. Patreon.com/RhomanysRealm. All donations are gratefully received because this is my job. All of this is what I do. But the fact that you're here watching on YouTube live helps too, because that is revenue as well. So, you know, don't feel you have to sign up for Patreon if you're already in a class. If you're not in a class and you would like to support me, Patreon is the easiest way to do it, although there are other options, such as I have a Ko-fi account, which is on my website, and you can send a little donation there if you want to. I quite often get somebody who'll say, oh, I really enjoyed your videos, been watching them this weekend, sent me a coffee. Thank you very much, much appreciated. I save my coffee money for when I go out urban sketching so I can get a nice coffee while I'm out. So that's that. I am redoing Patreon. Okay, I'm going to make it, I'm not changing anything about the tiers or anything like that. The class is still the $15 tier. The parts of the class broken down according to what you prefer to do is the $5 and $10 tier, and the Rest of the stuff, ad-free, sneak peeks, all that kind of stuff, $1 tier, as before. But I'm going to make it a little bit clearer exactly what you get in each tier. I need to redo the front page because I haven't redone it since I had purple hair, which is, I want to say 18 months ago. Possibly longer. I don't know. Hey Rach. Hey Cody. Hey Sarah. Hi Pam. So I'm going to be redoing Patreon next week once I've finished the main website. Again, if you're already on there, it won't affect you. And if you're not already on there, it won't affect you. So don't worry about it too much. I'm just letting you know that if things start moving around, it's because I'm tweaking things. Ning is officially closed. It closes completely on the 22nd. So if you did upload any photos over there that you don't have copies of, make sure you get copies of them before Friday. After that, you won't have access to anything, and then everything will be deleted completely in 2 months' time. What else? I'm trying to get all of this out the way at the top of the show so I don't have to divert in the middle of doing something fun. The format of the class, right. So the format of the class this year is a little bit different. It's still focused on Book of Shadows type journaling, okay? So it's still a little bit witchy, a little bit arty, a little bit woo, a little bit way, a little bit this, a little bit that. It's not a woo-woo class, okay? Don't come to my class expecting woo-woo stuff. We don't do that. We're also studying tarot for beginners, and alongside that, for those who did the beginners class in tarot a couple of years ago, we're actually doing shadow work. So either or, depending on your abilities, skills, wants, needs, whatever. We do 4 weeks of class each month. We do a week on tools of the trade. So we're concentrating on the tools used as, well, in witchcraft, basically. But not necessarily in the, three witches standing around the cauldron stirring Eye of New kind of stuff. Just the basic class, a woo-woo class. Have you never been in a woo-woo class, Risha? Where it's all, be present, be in your inner self with your feather boa. The only person who does woo-woo classes that actually make any sense is Tamara Laporte, in my opinion. Willowing. She does awesome classes, and they are a bit woo-woo, but they actually make sense. I've seen so many classes where it's like that line from The Witcher where he says, you speak nonsense while making meaningful faces. Yeah, it's like that. Anyway, I digress. So the first week of the month we concentrate on tools, and we're looking at simple things like, at the moment we're looking at the basic altar tools. So what is the use and meaning of the pentagram and pentacle? We did salt this month. We're going to be doing wands, obviously, later on. I'm also going to show you what we've been doing this week in a minute. We're doing chalices and water, all that fun, lighter side stuff that you can do and get interested in. People understand about collecting moon water to use to cleanse your crystals and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing we're doing. We also, in the second week, we do a witch craft thing. So this week, or this month, last month we made a pentacle dream catcher, and this month we're making Harry Potter style wands. Now this is a lead up to making a proper wand later in the year, but we needed to do some research, so this is what we're doing. This is my Harry Potter style wand. It needs another coat of brown because you can see the white wood underneath. And then this is the other one, which I haven't finished because I was going to sit down and do it this morning, but I got up late and then there was white acrylic paint all over everywhere. But this is, look Rachel, it's sparkly. Sparkly. This is going to be black with ridiculous amounts of bling on it, and this is just very plain. So there's that. So that's what we're doing with that this month. I don't know what we're doing next month. I haven't planned next month yet. But if you're interested in the ones one, it's going to be probably about April, May-ish. Part of what I want to do is sort out what we're going to do for the next couple of months so I can put it on Patreon so people can see what we're doing each month and subscribe to the month that they want if they're only interested in certain things. The third week of the month we do spelling. See? It's a class. It's kind of like Hogwarts Online, okay? Ooh, sparkly and glitter. Yeah, I know. Wait till you see how blinged out this is going to be. This is going to be so blinged out, it's going to be scary. I'm going for black and bling. But the other one is going to stain plain. I really like this one, actually. The third week of the month, we do spelling. In January, we ended up doing a water spell for Australia. And I think it might have worked because they're flooded out now. So, sorry, Aussies. We didn't mean to flood you out. We were just trying to help. So yeah, if you're in class and you've still got that water spell going, apparently they need it in Canberra. So either relocate it or take it down. I was going to talk about that tomorrow because we're doing spelling this week. This month we're doing protection spells. So we're doing various different types of for beginners, physical protection spells where you protect a thing. For intermediates, protecting a person or a group. And then for advanced people, psychic protection. So it works on all levels. You can pick the level you want to do. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that everybody can work to their own level. You might be very advanced in crystals but have zero idea on candle magic, and that's fine. You can work to whatever level you are comfortable with. And if you don't like a subject, you can just skip it. Take a week off. It's fine. Just sit and journal. We don't care. And then in the fourth week, we do something arty and fun and book of shadowsy and with a bit of drawing or painting or something, hopefully technical. Haven't got as far as planning that this month. That's tonight's job. So that's the structure of the class. And then every so often, because there's an odd number of months, an odd number of weeks in each month, it's not 4 weeks in every month, of course, we have a reading week. So we didn't have one. We had one at the end of January. We're not having one at the end of February because it goes straight into March, but then we're having one at the end of March. So you get a week off to just chill and do what you want to do, and there's a class chat and it gives me a break and all that kind of thing. So there's that. Sorry, that was a bit more long than I planned it to be, but I got asked these questions and I have to answer them. I am going to put this all on the website as well. I'm updating the website this week. Wands, I showed you the wands. This is something else we've done. This was one of our Book of Shadows painty type experiments where we did the watercolour and salt elements. And look, these are sparkly too, Rachel. These have sparkles too. So there's that. Also in the last week of the month is when we do our tarot and shadow work stuff, because one's reading and practice and then one is just painting and fun. Okay, that's that. I'm done. Another thing I was asked is what's my pencil case update. So I figured I might as well do that today because I don't really know what else I want to do. I want to play in my little book. That's why I called it Collage Fun, because I tend to collage in there. But this is my pencil case I'm using at the moment. One of them. I've got several pencil cases, but this is the one I'm carrying around with me with my little book. My pencil case is bigger than my book. You enjoyed the watercolour and salt technique? Yeah, I did too, actually. I can't stop using it. I keep using it for backgrounds. I've been going back through old stuff, looking for things that don't have backgrounds and adding it. I've got open books all over the place where it's all drying. Oh, this is a document case. You may remember them from way back when the planning community first really started getting going back in sort of 2013, 2014. A lot of people had these. I'm still using mine. Sorry. It's a little bit broken. I need to sort that out, but it's just about hand stitching. What I would like to do with this, I think, and this was a common complaint with a lot of people, was I would like to put some sort of gusset in between the zip and the body of the case, because you see what happens, it gets all bent out of shape, and I just feel if it had a little bit more width here, like literally if it had a bit more width like that, it would work better. So I'm thinking I might take the zip out, put a bit of bias binding in there, and then re-put the zip in, so it gives an extra ½ inch of width. I think things would sit a lot better because stuff gets squashed a bit, but it works. On the outside, I just keep whatever stuff I'm using at the moment. So when I'm not carrying my fountain pen in my book, I don't take this with me if I'm going out. I just take a Uniball Signo. If I'm not taking my pen with me, I just put it in there. So hopefully everything that I need should be to hand. Because that's the big problem I have, isn't it? Not being able to find anything. So I've got my Filofax ruler in there. This stays because it gets jammed in the bottom because it's flexible. It gets bent in there and then it doesn't fall out, you see. My paintbrushes do, but I have a solution for that. I've got a couple of paintbrushes in there. I've got my new favourite pencil. Now, actually, the pencil itself is not necessarily a favourite. This is the Faber-Castell Polymatic in 0.7. The pencil itself it's chunky and it's triangular. So if you need, hey Katie, if you need, if you can't grip a small pencil, if you need a bigger grip, this is quite good. And it's ergonomic. So it's bigger at the top than the bottom. It's got grips. It's slightly rubbery feeling without that horrible, it's hard. Like it doesn't get, you know when you put stuff in pen loops and they get stuck? This doesn't, because it's hard rubber. It's not squishy rubber. It's got white paint on it as well, and glue, and God knows what else. What I really love about this pencil is the lead. The lead doesn't break, which I love. So I've taken the lead, I've bought some more lead. This is a 4B, and I've taken some of the lead out, put it in my Bic 4-way to see if the lead works as well in there, and it does. So I'm really liking the lead. The pencil is very comfortable to hold. If you like, sometimes my hands cramp up and I can't grip a pencil, I can't hold on to things. So if you like that kind of thing, or if you're like me and you like to rest your pencil and then use your thumb to grip rather than straining your fingers, this might be a good pencil to try. And the best thing about it, look at this tiny little eraser. Except it ain't no tiny eraser, mate. It's huge. And it also, it goes down quite a way as well. So it's the same size as the Staedtler erasers that come in, you know, the slidey ones that come in the blue pens. So all I've got to do is chop one of those off to the right length and shove it in here. So that is really good. I like that. So yeah, that's my pencil of choice at the moment. Inside, this is what we have. So you're probably familiar with the layout. It's got two short pockets that are the full length. The pockets on this side are full length, the pockets on this side are not. So these pockets are full length. You've got a secretarial pocket here, you've got a slidey pocket here that's got mesh. And then on this side you've got a mesh pocket with like credit card style pockets that don't go all the way down. One pocket that does go all the way down, and then you've got a zipper pocket at the back. And the zipper pocket is under material, so it's not mesh, you can't see what's in there. Which is great if you're using it as a document wallet, because you put your cash in there presumably. But I'm not using it like that. So, working left to right, this is all my tiny, really tiny Prismacolor pencils. As soon as my Prismacolor pencils get too short to use without a pencil thing, or they're like this and they've been sharpened both ends because they broke at one end, they end up in here. This is pretty much all I need to do a shade of face. I've got a couple like this one the new one is not worn down enough, so I'll probably have to, when this one gets to the end, I'll probably have to chop it down. Like, I'll just chop about that much off the other pencil and sharpen it. That's another way of doing it. I did that with my white one, actually. I took the end off my white one and made 2 pencils. I do that a lot with longer pencils. So I've got 2 layers of that. These are longer pencils in here, and these are super short pencils in here. I've got a little pair of embroidery scissors. If I'm going out and about, I don't take these with me because they're super pointy. But I have a pair of safety scissors. You know, the ones with the sheath that goes on the ends and they're rounded. I've got a pair of those that I keep in my handbag. So I don't need to take these with me. I've got him there because, well, he's cool. Why not? Here I've got the pens that I use most when I'm drawing and sketching. So most of this is aimed towards drawing and sketching. And because I'm mixed media, I'm mostly pens and ink and oil pastels. And a bit of collage. So I bought a set. I love the Jelly Roll pens, but I don't like the coloured ones particularly. I've got a couple of colours that I really like. But I found a set on Amazon, and I can't remember if I've added them to my shop or not, but if I haven't, I will. Hashtag, hold on a second while I write that down. What's the date? 19th. I think this was a set of 6, and it came with a black, a white, a clear, a cool and a warm glittery one, and a silvery grey, which I don't seem to have in here, but I have been using it. I find it easier to use a normal pen and then go over it with the clear rather than have loads of these jelly rolls that just dry up. Because I don't use them frequently enough. So I was really happy to find a thicker, a set that was just the neutral colours. You finished your self-made tarot box. Oh, you'll have to show us that in class tomorrow, Mika. I've got the Uniball Signos that I use all the time. So I've got my Uniball Signo 0.7. This is the UM 10007. So it's not the 157 that most people use. It's the thinner one. I've got a Uniball Signo in silver, Uniball Signo in copper. So it's a really warm rose gold type of colour. It's not a yellow gold. And then I've got this one, which is what I use in place of this, because it's got the same colour ink. This is a Uniball Signo DX 0.38, and it's in black brown, which I'd not seen before. It came in a birthday, as a part of a birthday gift from a friend, and it's really handy because I can use that. And the DX are waterproof, so it's good for sketching. So I can take that with me when I'm going out, and if I lose this, it's not the end of the world. It's going to cost a few quid to replace, whereas I have no idea where I would get another one of these, which was also a gift from the same person. Thank you. So that's that bit. And what I would like to do with this, I think, is maybe stitch this so that that's not a secretarial pocket, it's a pencil pocket, because I don't use anything. I don't put anything secretarial in here that I can't put in here. I've got this little pouch with lots of little bits. So this is all my little bits of collage material. I literally just put anything that's small enough to go in here. It's too small for my bullet journal. It's too small for my junk journal. Or it's just a picture that I really like this one. I just really liked that picture. I thought it was really cute and cool. Look at all the different colours on it. So that's a really useful picture for either using in collage or just decorating a page of writing. So that goes in there. I learnt very quickly that trying to get all of the bits out of here in one go with my rings on was very hard. That's why it's in a little case. So then on this side, I don't know why I've got that sticker in there, but it's cute. Oh, it's a little Odong and Valerie sticker. It's got me and Miss Maddie in it. And then I've got the, it's actually, I thought it was cats originally, but it's not, it's Shibus. But they look like Maddie. And Risha sent me this for Christmas. Was it Christmas or might have been before Christmas, I don't know. But it's really, really cute. So if I need something that looks like Maddie, I just take a bit of that. I have to find some more of it because it's gorgeous. Couple of paper clips. I do not remember where I got these. But I've got grey wolf ones, black wolf ones, sorry, brown wolf ones, oh my god, and orange fox ones, which is very me, of course. This pocket doesn't actually have anything in it because everything I put in there pops out. So I don't use that pocket. And then in this pocket, I've got my whiteout tape, which I shove in the bottom because it keeps falling out all the time. My small glue stick. I usually use this size glue stick, but I've got a little travel glue stick. So I don't use this if I'm at a desk. Every desk I own has got one of these. There's even one by my bed. So I never have to use this glue stick unless I'm out. I've got my, this is a sponge smudger for pastels. It's like a tortillon, you know, for smudging pencil, but it's a sponge one, so you can wash it out. They're by Lowell Cornell, and they're called Style Sticks, STIX, and they come in a set of about 6. I think this is a medium, the medium one. You get 2 medium, 2 small, 1 large and 1 very large. And I think this is the mediums. And then I've got my carbon ink pen with my sketch ink in it. It's called sketch ink. I put a converter in there and I cut the end off because these have really long, because they're desk pens, they have the really long things. I hate that. So yeah, I chopped that off, and I chopped it off to the point where this now posts. So that's my sketching pen for when I'm out. And I don't know where these rings, rubber rings, came from, but I put them on there and they're really handy for holding onto the pen. I've got my favourite sketching pencil for two-tone stuff. This is a blue and red Mitsubishi from Milan. That's all I can tell you about it. That's all it says on it. But it's the only one, it's triangular as well, but it's the only one I found that doesn't break. I got some others and they all break. And in the pen loop, because there is a pen loop in here, I keep my Apple Pencil, of course. And look what I discovered the other day. Maybe everybody already knows this, but I didn't. Anybody who's got one of these things, yeah, you know when you put your pen on, it sticks out like that. It's really annoying, yeah. If you twist this round, it fits exactly around the outside of the thing there. I just found that out by complete accident the other day. Hey Joe, long time no see. How you doing? Yeah, it's got a pencil thing as well, but I think I've lost that because it kept coming off. But this thing is invaluable because it stops you losing the lid when you put your adapter on, and then the adapter has another dongle thing that is attached to the lead, so my lead is plugged in over there, and if I want to charge my Apple Pencil I just put the adapter on. It's on it hangs like that off the edge of the lead is what I'm saying. So that's what the lead normally looks like, and if I need to use the adapter I put the adapter on it and plug the pencil in. Visual descriptions are hard. In this little bit here, because these are all quite small and... What's happened there? Oh, that stupid thing. This little mouse thing is the most awkward shape. And it gets caught on everything. So under here I've got oil pastels. 3 oil pastels that I use a lot, which is my white, my flesh tone and my cream. Again, sketching pencil faces. I like to do faces in pencil, smudge the pencil and then put oil over it, oil pastel over it, and smudge it all together, and it comes out really nice. And then I go over it with colour pencil. And then I've got my erasers. I've got a regular eraser. This is the one that came with my dip pen. And this is a Faber-Castell kneaded eraser, and it's the first kneaded eraser I have ever found that is actually squishy. This is straight from the pot. It's like blue tack. It's actually squishy and malleable. It's not hard as a rock like the Derwent one. Sorry, Derwent, but you know it's true. And you can squish it back into the little pot. I love the fact that it comes with a little pot because yay, no dog hairs. See, goes back in the little pot. It's fabulous. Faber-Castell's really kicking it into high gear with their stuff lately. I'm a big fan of Faber-Castell. And then at the back here, I have my pens, and this bit is the bit that gets changed out because it depends what mood I'm in. So I was out sketching the other day, so I've got my black Kuretake, I think it's Kuretake brush pen. Somebody did find these for me on Amazon, so I've added them to my Amazon shop so that I can find them later as well. And then I've got my two 4-way Bics with the 4 colours. And I carry the one that has the pencil in it in my bag. So I don't actually have to take all this with me if I want to go sketching. I just throw my sketchbook in my bag and I'm good to go. But I do swap this out as well. Sometimes I put in some Statlers, I put in some Pilots, and I put in some ballpoint pens. Just depends what I'm working on. I try to keep this just for pens that I'm actually using on a project. At the moment I don't have any sketches in progress, so I've just got my basic sketching pens. Your everyday fountain pen in your TN is a Faber-Castell. I didn't know they did fountain pens, but yeah. Dem Germans, Vorsprung Technik and all that. Works very well. Anyway, that's my pen case, and as you can see it does zip up nice and easily, but like I say, it's pushing a little bit at the seams. It could just do with a little bit more give, I think. So I might just take this front one off where it's pulling and just add a little bit of bias binding so it's just a tiny bit wider, just to stop that extra pull. The back seems to be fine. So that's my pencil case. Can we have some fun now? The blue and red combo pencil is an old editing pencil. Yeah, it's actually, originally they were called carpenter's pencils. My dad used to have them in their hundreds. So did my granddad. And they used them for marking wood. But they were used as well for animation, because the blue and the red can be easily edited out of digital. The case does not have a brand, okay? The way to find these cases is to go onto eBay and put in multi-pocket zip document case, and sooner or later one of these will come up, and then you can find out what they're actually called on eBay, because they all tend to be called the same thing, and just copy and paste the name into the search bar and loads of them will come up. I think this one cost me a whopping $2.99. Yes, the blue doesn't photocopy. It's non-photo blue. But also in digital, because you can remove channels. You can keep the red, or you can keep the blue, or you can keep the black, or whatever. Sorry, I've got a dog hair up my nose. I'm dying that you have everyday fountain pens. Does everybody not have everyday fountain pens? I have my sketching pen. This is specifically for sketching because this is the platinum carbon. This is the platinum carbon pen, which is really, really cheap. It's like less than a tenner. In fact, I think when I originally bought it on Cult Pens, I bought this is a few years ago. This is 5 to 10 years ago. But I originally bought the pen, the converter and the ink, and I don't think it cost me £15 with postage. That's how cheap they are. But they have a multi-directional nib. So if you're a lefty and you write weird and you like a fine point, then this is the pen for you, because you can scribble in every direction, which makes it really good for sketching. Fountain pens aren't common in the US. Really? Oh, fountain pens are perfectly normal here. Perfectly normal. Oh, but then you use pencil a lot in the US, don't you? Your school thing is you use pencils. We used to use pencils until we graduated to the point where we could use a fountain pen. From about age 10 onwards, I used fountain pens. But I love sketching in fountain pen. And then this one is the one that Lali gave me, which is, it's beautiful. It's like tortoise shell look. Isn't that pretty? And it's got sparkles. It's gorgeous, and it's got one of those tiny little hooded nibs like the Pilot? Can't remember. I'm not good with high-end fountain pens. I don't buy expensive fountain pens. I've got one expensive fountain pen that's part of a gift set. The 4-pack rollerball pencil ballpoint fountain pen that I got for my 21st birthday, and I've never bothered buying another expensive pen since because I just lose them. I'd rather have cheap pens that I can replace, but I can't replace this one, and it was a gift, so it's got sentimental value, so I keep this one for use at home. I don't take it with me, but I've got loads of other fountain pens that I take with me. You weren't allowed to write in pen at all. Oh my God. We graduated from pencil to fountain pen, and then once you were technically capable with the fountain pen, when you got to high school, you were allowed to use a ballpoint pen if you wanted to. But you had to prove you could write in fountain pen first. We hardly ever used pencil. In fact, we used to get told off for using pencil. Everything had to be committed to paper. I wonder if this is part of the root of the perfectionism thing. That you write in pencil, it means you can erase it and do it again, and erase it and do it again, and erase it, do it again until it's perfect. Whereas we had to do it. It was do it or don't do it. There is no try. You know, and you kept doing it until you got it right. The only reason not to use fountain pens in school is that left-handers are at a gross disadvantage. Not if you have a left-handed nib. You wrote with fountain pen until you bought one for yourself. They're not uncommon. They're really uncommon in Norway. Oh, right. How interesting. Crazy. See, we went straight from pencil to high-end pens. Once you'd mastered the high-end pen, you were allowed to use anything you wanted. Anyway, this is my cute little book that Valerie sent me. And I still get the Valeries mixed up. So I don't know which Valerie. Lovebug Crafts Valerie, not Blythe Valerie. I still get their surnames mixed up, even though they've explained it about 50 times, just like I get the Jens mixed up. Sorry guys, it's multiple names, I can't deal with it. You found that writing in pen for maths helped with your dyslexia. I find writing in pen is much easier, because if I write in pencil, I second guess what I've written. It's almost like you automatically edit as you write, because you automatically go back and like, oh, I spelt that wrong. Whereas if it's in pen, you're like, dude, it's already in pen. I can't be bothered to get the Tipp-Ex. Let's just keep going. You write like a left-handed, right-handed person. I do too, because I was a lefty. I talked about this in class the other day, actually. I don't think you were there. I was taught to write by my left-handed grandmother. So we don't know if I'm naturally left-handed or if I was just taught to write with my left hand. But when I got to school, I wasn't allowed to write with my left hand. I had to write with my right hand. To the point where my teacher used to make me sit on my left hand. So now I do everything with my left hand except write and draw. I even butter toast and cut bread, and, you know, if you throw a tennis ball at me, you know, that old trick, I'll catch it with my left hand. Everything in my kitchen is set up left-handed. Drives my dad crazy when he makes a cup of coffee here because he can't find anything. And I'm like, it's on the other side, Dad. It's not hard. But yeah, I write like a left-handed, right-handed person. Because I hold my pen. Right-handed people hold their pens like that and write that way, or write that way. I don't. I write like that. I write upwards. I almost do the opposite of what Little Raven Ink does, because she's a lefty and she writes that way. I'm right-handed and I write this way, but I'm crook-handed, right-handed, which is weird. People don't normally do that. I wonder if you do too. I wonder if that's because we should be left-handed, so we think that's how we would hold a pen if we were left-handed. Because when I write left-handed, I'm not great with my left hand, but when I write left-handed, I write like Little Raven Ink does. I crook my hand and I write vertical. How weird. Oh, we need to do some research into this, Gwen. This is interesting. Oh, thank you for that, Cody. Yeah, that's the link to my little TN that Val bought me. I put it on my list. I have a wish list on Amazon, which is in my link description below. I don't ask for people to send me things, but I've had people say, you know, put a list together because I'd like to get you something as a present or something, rather than just send you a donation or whatever, which is very nice and I totally appreciate it, although you don't have to, of course. Look at the patina that's coming through on this. Doesn't it look amazing? Because I always have hand cream on these days. It's getting the most amazing patina. This is what it started out like. Let me open it up and you can see. See the difference? Isn't it awesome? It's gonna go almost black, I think, eventually, because it's really, really dark already. And of course this bit gets used a lot, so one side of it is still quite clean and the other side is almost black. Oh, I love it. I just absolutely love it. It's so touchy-feely. I wish I could get a TN, a standard size one like this as well, because I don't think I'd ever put it down. But I love this little thing. I'm really enjoying working small, which I don't normally do. This is passport size, by the way. It's not field note size, it's passport, so it's 5x4. So it's essentially 2 credit card sizes. 2 credit cards. So the two, these, in that grid, you can put one there and have 2 spaces, and we'll put one there. So these fit perfectly, 2 with 2 lines of space in the middle in the grid. It's beautiful, isn't it? I absolutely love it. I saw it on Amazon one day, even though I'm not particularly into tiny journals, because I have a horrible habit of losing them. And I just really, really like the cover, and I threw it into my wish list, intending to go back and see if I could get a bigger one. But the passport one is the one that ended up in my actual public wish list. And the next thing I knew, Val had sent it to me for my birthday. Isn't it beautiful? I absolutely love it. Was it my birthday or Christmas? She sent one for my birthday and one for Christmas. Anyway. It came with 3 books, a blank, a grid, and this lined one, but I do not like lined paper. So I'm keeping this one aside. I'm going to use this for my next collage journal. Because I think I can collage over the lines and it won't matter. I think I can ignore the lines for collage, but I can't write on those lines. They're big lines and I've got tiny writing. It's not fun. So I might as well do you a quick flip of this. You've already seen a lot of what's in here. I put my passport insert that has my credit card holder. This, sometimes it has coins in if I happen to have coins, but I don't carry money very often. And the rest of the time it's got like odd stickers and stuff. I print my Bitmoji stickers. I put them onto... I'll tell you, I'll do that in a minute. Let's do that in a minute when I get to the Hobonichi bit. So this is just in there so I don't forget to use it next time I go to the shop. These are from By Bun, and they're just pretty, and I put them in there. They're cool. I like them. That's my cards. Whoops. You can't see the numbers. I've got my... hang on, let me just... Then I don't have to think about it. That's what I normally do. Forgot to do it today. This is kind of a everything book. So this took the place of the lined journal that I originally had in here to put notes in. I couldn't get on with that at all. So now I have a blank passport. It's actually a Midori book. Yeah, it's actually a traveller's notebook. I've got this quote on the front from Drew Barrymore. It's very easy in this business to take yourself too seriously, but I grew up learning how to laugh at myself. I really like that quote. And then I got one from Danny Gregory. Creativity isn't a luxury, it's the essence of life. It's what distinguishes us from the mush, which I really like. And this is just all sorts of bits, you know. I've done some sketching. I did some urban sketching. I went out to get my car looked at. I popped into the cafe across the road. I didn't have anything else with me except this, so I pulled out my pen and I started sketching. I actually had this one with me because I wasn't intending to go out. And then this is all literally because this pen is water soluble. So you can literally just so you put down some ink and then you use a water brush. Don't have a water brush, so I'll use this. I normally use a water brush. I've got the big... Oh, there's my water brush. I've got one of these in my bag. You just go back over the line and it spreads out, you see. Or you can wet the paper and then go up and it'll spread. So you can do all sorts of nifty little tricks with this stuff. To give it quite a painty type effect. So that's a nice little trick if you're just out sketching. It's amazing how much better your sketches look if you do a little bit of that in the shading. This is a bullet journal page I've got on the go. You can see I took my YouTube notes there. Grocery list, to-do list. It's not bullet journal as in, this is now my bullet journal. It's just, oh, what do I need to do today? And I'm using up stickers. I'm on a mission to use up stuff. So I'm trying to use up pens that I don't normally use up books that I don't normally use up stickers that have been sat here forever because I'm sick of looking at them and I don't want to just throw them out. I know a lot of us tend to hoard stickers, and of course it's personal preference, and I get it. Some people just can't use their stickers. They collect stickers, and I get it. Sorry, I missed a big chat there about how people write. I'm going to have to go back and read that later. It's fascinating. Yeah, I know a lot of us like to hoard stickers, and people go, oh, I don't want to use stickers. I don't want to use my stickers because I don't want to waste them. Here's how I look at it, okay? You can either waste them by shoving them in a box where they're not being used for their intended purpose, or you can waste them by putting them in a page where they're useful and pretty, and at any time you can go back and look at them. I'd rather put them in my book. Yes. I'm going to end up... I've got these planner stickers that I absolutely love. I'm going to end up with pages of stickers that I'm not going to be able to use because I don't know what it says because it's in Korean. And Google Translate doesn't translate Korean. And I don't know anybody who's fluent in Korean to be able to tell me what kind of things it says. Sometimes you can guess, but... So what I do sometimes is cut the writing off the sticker so I can just use the picture. But even where there's, you know, like where they're cut out, but there's background bits printed and they're teeny tiny little things, I try to use up those as well. And then anything that's left, I will donate to a worthy child who would like to play with some stickers. Because kids don't care if half the stickers are missing. They just want to play with stickers. They're like, ooh, stickers! And they're off. So I will just donate them to a friend's little one and say, here you go, this is everything that's left. You can do whatever you want with that. And then they'll just go around the house sticking them on stuff, you know. So, haven't used this one much. I anticipate this one staying in here for a while. But I do want to do... I talked before about... Dion Baker, Samantha Dion Baker, you know, the one who did the Moleskine watercolour bullet journal illustrated journal book. Ugh, can't even remember what it's called, sorry. Sam Dion Baker. She has started a little book, it's smaller than this, and she does a quote on one side and then a picture of the person, a drawing of the person on the other. And I'm trying to get better at likeness portraits. So I thought about doing something similar. Whenever I do a quote, do a sketch to go with it. But not necessarily the person, just something that goes with it. Which will help fill this one up a little bit. So, this is my Fauxbonichi one. And all of these covers, they started off brown and I just covered them with magazine images and a bit of book plastic. Because I don't like the feel of the craft paper. Le Poppies. Le Poppies. Got after Le Poppies. So, I didn't know what to do with graph paper. I didn't want to use it as a bullet journal. Obviously, I've got a bullet journal. I don't need a small bullet journal, although I've got a page in here that I'm using like a bullet journal. But I didn't want to turn this into a bullet journal, so I thought, well, I'll do a Fauxbonichi type thing. I'm not very good at doing daily pages, so why not use it as a really tiny little daily page? I love this. I've got a couple of days worth of writing to catch up on, but at the very least, every day, I either go in and put a title of what I want to journal about, or I put a sticker or a photograph of what I want to journal about, and then I go back in and fill it in later. So I do all the writing at a later date when I'm in the mood to write. So this is the kind of stuff I'm doing at the moment, using up my little planner stickers. These photos, this is what I was going to show you. I use Over. There's lots of collage apps. There's Canva. Carrie Harling, on her latest video, if you go in the description, there's a link, a referral link for Canva. So if you want to sign up for Canva, go and use her link because it gives her an extra credit and she's using it a lot. So, you know, every little helps, right? I signed up for it and I'm not even going to use it because I like Over. I just signed up for it and then deleted it, so she got a credit. But this is super simple to use. You literally just select what you want. You've got all your different sizes and stuff down here. So I select the 3x2 size. and then I add images. So I could put that one in there. That's from my Instagram stories. I find I can fit 3 Instagram stories on a page, but I end up with a line at the bottom. Or I can expand them to make them half and half. So that's one thing that I do. Another thing I do is adding, and I don't know if I've got any, oops. I don't know if I've got any in here, but let me have a look. Well, there's one. So these are from my Bitmoji. So I just download my Bitmoji stickers that I want for the day, and I put them in here, and I just size them however I want them, so they kind of get used like planner stickers. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to doodle pictures of myself when that looks like me. So yeah, you can. I think I've got. Nope. I keep doing that. Stop it. Have I got any more in here? Oh, there's one. No. See, there's another one. So, oh, I spent time watching TV. So I could make that one a little one. And then what I do is, if it's going to overlap, because the backgrounds overlap sometimes, you see. So I just go in and I swap them over so that that one is below the other one. It's just like rearranging layers in Photoshop. So now I can resize that one so that it fits into that corner there. So now I've got a little planner sticker, see? And then when I filled up the page, I just print them all out and cut them up. So I'm essentially making stickers on photo paper. I really would like if the zinc paper came in clear, because then you could make clear vinyl stickers. That would be super cool. But yeah, we'll live with black stickers, white background stickers for now. Another birthday gift. I think that was from Val as well. I got a wolf. A wolf. And because it's so much background to it, I can use it as a stamp or as a seal. So that's getting a lot of use. These are all on my Instagram. I've been posting these weekly on my Instagram. So this is... You'll see in a minute I've got quite a few days that I need to do the writing for, but I've caught up on everything else. So, oh, a week. Whoops. So I've got a week's worth of writing that I need to catch up on. But because I've put the pictures in and I know what I was doing, it's just a case of writing in. See, some of these I've already done. These are from, this is washi tape. And these are from Little Raven Ink's Patreon. No, because it's zinc paper. I mean, I do have clear label paper that I suppose I could cut it up into like A6 or something and just do an A6 set of stickers or something like that. But then I have to plan in advance what stickers I need. I like the 3x2 because it's just enough to give me maybe 2 or 3 days worth of stickers. So a sticker for yesterday, a couple for today, a couple for tomorrow, because I might know what I'm doing tomorrow, that kind of thing. But there isn't any zinc paper because I print them out on my HP Sprocket. I don't print them on my big printer because my big printer I'd have to print a whole sheet. I don't want to print a whole sheet. But this is, I think if I remember correctly, this is going to give me 2 months. So I'm going to be in this till the end of March, if I remember correctly. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 1. Yeah. So I'm going to have 1 day short for March. It's a 60-page booklet, so I'm going to be 1 day short. No, it's a 64 page. I don't know. Maths, we don't do that. So what I'll probably do is for the end of March, I'll just stick a page on here and use that as my last day of March. or even do 2 pages together. I'm sure at some point I'll have a day where I'm sick or I don't do anything or I'm too lazy to do anything. I'll put a weekend together or something like that. This is the folder that came with the booklets. So it came with 3 booklets and a folder. It's different to the folder that you get in the passport, but it's quite sturdy. And I just covered it because, again, I don't like the feel of it. So, again, a magazine collage and a plastic bits. I've got a couple of little bits and pieces in here. And then this is my collage journal. This is the one that I'm really enjoying using at the moment and the one I was going to play in today. Oh yeah, I could cut down paper to 4x6 or 3x5 or whatever, and do it that way. But that's too much planning in advance. The thing I love about this is that I can literally on my phone throw in a couple of pictures and a couple of stickers, print one 3x2 sheet, and then that's my stickers and photos for the day. I can literally collage it all together and then cut it up and stick it in here and write about it. And I like that format. Zinc paper's got really expensive again. Not happy. So this is my collage journal. And I literally just put stuff in here that I like. Just pictures that I enjoy. Sometimes I do a whole page for something. Sometimes I just do a few bits and pieces. And what I planned to do was go back and embellish with, you know, bits of paint or bits of pen or whatever whenever I feel like it. So that's kind of what I was going to work on today. So the title for this book is Creative Brain Squirrels, because I found this picture of a squirrel and it says creativity, and I thought, creative brain squirrels. This is what I do when I need to shut my squirrels up. You cut paper to the size you need and print it that way. Yeah, I do that normally with normal stuff, but with stickers and stuff, it's just quicker to print it on zinc paper. Can you repeat which collage app you say you prefer? The one I use is Over, which is iPhone only, I think. There's also Canva, which is the one Carrie Harling demoed in her recent video. And if you use her link, she gets a credit. So, but Over's free. And if you use Unsplash or Pixabay, which are kind of communal free image sites, like people literally upload their own images for other people to use in any way they want. I do all my not mine photos come from there. You can, let me show you. It's so much quicker if I just show you instead of trying to explain it. So if you pick a canvas, there we go, that'll do. And you go into images, you can create a logo. That's in the pro version, but the free version, you can use your own pictures. You can use Unsplash or you can use Pixabay. And if you've got a login for either and the app on your phone, so I've got the Unsplash and the Pixabay apps on my phone and I'm logged in, so all of these come up as free. And then you can go in here and, you know, type in whatever you want. And oh, it must have logged me out because this is all coming up as pro, but these are all coming up as free. So there you go, I could take that picture and they're free for commercial and personal use. So you don't have to credit the artists. I like to credit the artists if I'm using it commercially. But both sites have the option to send a donation or a coffee to, actually Pixabay actually has buy the creator a coffee. And if I use several pictures from the same creator, I do tend to buy them a couple of coffees or make a donation. So this one was for Chinese Lunar New Year. I'm pretty happy with that page. I think it's finished. I don't think I want to do anything specifically. I did think about drawing the rest of this rat and his little tail, so he kind of comes off the page. But all my white acrylic is done now, so I can't do that right now. I suppose I could use gouache, but this is a page for my Aquarius stuff for the year. And I made a clear pocket. This is bookbinding book plastic, you know, like I covered my books with. And I made a rectangle of plastic, and then I cut out along one side, like there. And when I folded it up, I ended up with, it was kind of offset like that, where I'd cut it out. So I turned it over and I stuck it down, and now I've got a plastic pocket. I'll have to show you how to do it, won't I? I'll show you how to do it at some point. It's a cheap and easy way of making those little clear pockets. Emulk. Again, I just had loads of pictures that I really liked, so I threw them in here. Wolfies, because I couldn't figure out what my animal of the year was going to be. I was going to just go with dogs again, because be more dog is kind of my mantra. And then for my birthday, everything I got, with the exception of a very few couple of things, was wolf related. So yeah, wolves. I've been hanging on to this picture all winter because I just really liked it. I was like, oh my god, that's how I feel at the moment. So that was my coming out of January, like, it's been 84 years. Because January was so long. And then I saw a meme actually this morning. It said January was the longest month I've ever experienced, and now February's doing 75 in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. Like, yeah, that's exactly how it feels, because it's the 19th of February, guys. 10 days to the end of the month. Whoosh, gone, just like that. I'm like, the hell? So I might do some more with this at some point. Might do some bits. I liked this quote and this picture, so I'll put those together. This is actually a picture that I really liked. It was the cover of a magazine. And it had writing all over it, as magazines are wont to do. So I used some gouache to cover up the bits that had writing on. I don't know who the artist is. It didn't credit the artist. But I really liked her pose and her face. She's not finished. I need to go back in and remark her top and stuff. But I was going to go and do some pencil shading. And then this just happened to be a bit of spare collage. And it just said, those who create beauty. Beauty. It should have said beautiful, but it was cut off, and I don't know, I liked it. At the time I went, ooh, that's kind of clever. This is how my collage pages tend to start. There's just images that have a similar colour tone, or a similar feeling, or a similar palette, or a similar whatever, or just a big picture on a page. A big picture on a page. There we go. The Giraffe's Head Nebula. Little known corner of the galaxy. Oh yeah, I thought it was funny. Just ignore me. This felt very Aquarian like to me, and it's very free your mind kind of stuff. Stay wild, Moonchild. I want that teacup. I need that teacup. I need to find that teacup. I don't know where I'm going with this page, but again, it's going to probably have some... I think I'm going to probably paint... I might work on this one today, actually. I mean, we're an hour and a quarter in and I haven't even started doing anything yet, but you know. And then this one, I just thought this was a funny connection. I don't know. My brain works in weird ways. And all of a sudden, two squirrels will go, oh, look, we go together. So I had this picture of a dog. Learn to connect with animals, it says. And then this one, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little witch with a fairy dog on a lead. So she's connected to this little fairy dog. She's got him on a little string, like a balloon. See? Connect with animals? Yeah? No? Okay, just me then. Anyway, I liked it. I thought it was funny. So it's not like finished, beautiful collages. I mean, some of them might end up as decent collages or half decent collages at some point. They're just images that I find inspiring or funny or interesting or that fit my mood or fit what's going on or something like that. You know, need a nap really badly, but you've got too much energy. Oh, well, sit and watch and you know, you'll fall asleep eventually. You should have tuned in an hour ago. I've been talking for an hour. I could have put you to sleep by now. You ready for April? Jeez. Let's not wish the year away. Come on. I think I'm going to play with this page today. I'm looking around for my paintbrushes. They're here. And a silvery grey. Okay, I need a silvery grey. Let's use silvery grey and... Whoops! Let's not do that. Sorry about the boob shots. I have to lean across my desk. A silvery grey and a muted grey. Let's use those. Get my cloth. Sorry, that's in the light, isn't it? There we go. That's better. So this is what I do with my collages when I'm not just leaving them as pictures on a page. Another thing I do is what I call expanded collages, where I've got one single picture that's maybe that sort of size, and I tear it up into bits and put it around the edge of the page, like as if you were putting together the edges of a jigsaw, and then I fill in the blanks. So that's kind of interesting to do too. You have to get April sorted if you want JP to... Oh, of course, yes. Because you're planning... Yeah. Of course. Because that's like... That's almost like if you were planning a holiday. You know, it's like May and you're going away in July on a holiday. You'd want to have something set up for, you know, all that kind of stuff that you can plan in advance. So, yeah, I get that. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that ugly thing that's on that bit of collage. And then let's just paint this bit in here. Paint that bit across there. I start with painting the edges of the papers and getting rid of anything I don't like. If I was working on a proper collage, I would probably be or a sketch or something, I would put paper under here so it doesn't get on other pages, but this is just my playbook. I don't care if I end up with paint on other pages, so be it. I like the way those grey bits kind of blend into each other there, so let's dot that in so it blends out a little bit. See? And then let's bring this bit up here. Keep the curve of the cup. Kind of break that up a bit as well. There we go. Fade it out. That'll do. See how that's immediately blended both of those into one image? That's how easy it is to do this. It's not hard at all, I promise. Ooh, it's been a while since I've used my acrylics. They're all stuck. Oh, it's got a lid. Idiot. Just use a little bit of this one. Blend it in with that lighter grey that I've already got there. While it's still wet. Hi, Miss Maddie. Hello. Oh, my stomach just rumbled. Sorry if you heard that. I discovered air fryer baked potatoes the other day. Jacket spuds, we call them. Whenever I say jacket spuds around Americans, they go, "Huh? What's that?" Baked potato. Air fryer baked potatoes. Oh my god. 1 hour and you don't even have to do anything with them. Don't even have to turn them over. They are delicious and they smell amazing. Are you done, Maddie? Okay. Are you coming in this side now? Come on then. You sit in that side. Good boy. Okay. Let's blend these two. Whoa! Hi! This is where knowing your paints really helps, because as you can see, those two blended together are not dissimilar in tone to the pinky colour on here. Oh, it doesn't show quite as purpley on camera. This grey tone is very purpley pink. So you can literally blend the colours together on the page. It looks blue on camera, but it is, that patch where it looks blue is actually the same colour as that hoop there. Paints, man. Purples on camera. Okay, so let's use that dark colour to blend these two together as well. Man, my stomach is rumbling something chronic. I'm so hungry. I'll throw a baked potato in the air dryer in a minute, and then by the time I'm finished it'll be cooked. I think the trick with this technique is to not just paint around the collage, but paint over the collage as well, and then fade it in and then fade it out this side and blend it. I think I'm going to do a dark corner over here as well, just to kind of match the top. I'm not aiming to make a complete finished work of art. I'm just blending images together. Hi, Boo Boo. Hello. Oh, you want to get in there? Go on then. Hi. Oh, belly rubs for Boo Boo. Belly rubs for Scooby. There. Go on then. Sit in there with Maddie. Good boy. I got a little compact air fryer. It's 2.2 litres, but the basket is only 6 inches. So it's actually really good for one person. It's exactly the right size to do pancakes and omelettes and stuff for one. And you can do, if you take a jacket potato that big, or a potato that big, you can fit 2 of them side by side if you jiggle them around a little bit, and they're deep enough. So it's a lot, instead of being wide and like 3-4 inches deep, it's 6 to 8 inches deep, and it's 6 inches round. I'll see you, Rish. So it's really, really convenient for one person. I think the bigger ones are great for 2 people. Or obviously if you've got a family, you might want the ones that do 6 people. But my mum and dad have got one and they love it. But I like it because I can't really get to my oven easily. And I can't be bothered to get to my oven. My oven is behind the door, which I think is a fire trap anyway, so I don't like to use it. I also dry my oil paintings in there. Oh, that was another thing about the website. I'm doing a new section in my shop is coming where I'm going to put up my original paintings. And yes, I am trying to get prints. What I'm going to do is do pre-orders for members only. So if you want to be in the know on pre-orders, which basically it's where you pay for it in advance so that I can place the order, because I don't have spare cash to buy prints, but as long as you don't mind waiting a little bit for them to arrive, I can do pre-order. When I get so many prints, I can send it out. It is a terrible design, Katie, yeah. Yeah, so you're members only of the website. So RhomanysRealm.org.uk, sign up as a member. I know it's another thing to sign up for, but if you want to know about when prints are available and do pre-orders and get first refusal on paintings, like my paintings, I'll probably put them up. There's going to be special members only discounts or free postage options, or, you know, little bits and pieces, perks for membership kind of things. And there will be, ew, Maddie. And then there will be general release stuff after that. So see, I'm getting there. I'm getting organised. It's taken a while. It's taken a while and 3 admins. Four admins, actually, because I started doing this back when Tracy was helping me. But we're getting there. It really helps that I've now got an admin who can either go and keep herself busy, or pretty much does anything I need almost immediately. Katie's my admin, by the way, if you didn't know. Katie Shesko is my admin. She's the one who you talk to if you send an email to RhomanysRealm@gmail.com. Mika, Moon Tiger's Path, is my backup admin. So if Katie's ever sick and I need help, she's there. She knows the ropes. She knows where everything is. She's up to date with everything. And then if you need general help with, I can't find this on the site, or I can't find that, or how do I do this? I can't use Zoom. What do I do? Or if you're in class and you get stuck, then there's Risha and Cody as well. Cody's mostly content and Risha's mostly technical. Cody has one of those brains that remembers where absolutely everything is. Katie's super admin, yeah. You're admin, she's just super admin. But it's nice to have like a little team, because it means I've got if we get really, really busy and Katie and I are swamped, I can pull Mika in for a week. Or if we've got lots going on and we're all working on something small, I can ask Cody or Risha and say, look, can you run the forum for a week so I don't have to deal with it? You know, it's really nice to have a little team of people who are willing to just jump in and help as and when it's needed, as well as having an admin. Because I think a lot of the problem that I've had with admins is when you've got one admin and you're reliant on one person, if that one person takes time off, then you end up doing everything all of a sudden, which is, you know, it's okay for a day or two. And KK was great. She used to tell me in advance, you know, this week I'm going to be on these dates, I'm not going to be available. So if I knew if anything needed doing on those dates, that it was going to be down to me. But it's even better just having somebody else who knows the ropes, that you can say, it's the 1st of the month, Mika, Katie's sick, come and help me. That is exactly the problem. And it's a problem even though I live on my own. Because the back of where the kitchen is, the door is here. Okay, the door opens back that way, and the oven is here. So, and this is a fire door, so it's really heavy. So either you have the fire door shut and the oven on so that the heat can escape, but then where is the fire alarm? Oh, it's on this side of the door. So if anything happens to the cooker or something starts burning, you're not going to know until you open the fire door. Not a good design. Alternatively, if you leave the fire door open, because this has to be wedged because it automatically closes, this builds up heat. So if you can't get this wedge out in time, you can't get to this in an emergency. And that makes me nervous. I don't like that. I mean, I suppose the most obvious answer would be to put a fire alarm or a smoke alarm in the kitchen. But I still don't like that idea. Because even though I trained as a fire marshal, I know enough about fires to say, if there's a fire in the flat, all I'm doing is grabbing my journal and the dogs and my purse and getting the hell out. In fact, I wouldn't even need to do that. I just grab my bag. My phone is always in my hand anyway, so is my coffee. So it's just a case of grab the dogs and go. It's the worst design ever. One of the cats burnt her whiskers off because you were baking homemade pizza and it opened it and she jumped by. Oh no! Ouch! That's another thing that bothers me about having the door right by the cooker. It only takes one split second of not paying attention and there's an inquisitive dog coming, poking their nose in the hot oven. Because trying to get through any door without at least one dog following you is, you know what it's like, right? Cats are sneaky, but dogs are faster. Especially when there's food about. There's no such thing as a 5-second rule when you have a 2-second dog. Okay, so this is blue actually. Now I see it in light. This is navy blue and this is black. So I think this will be okay with this grey again. I think I can, okay. I need to get my silicone thing out to open this. Cats are like kids. Yeah, they're sneaky. Maddie, please stop doing that noise. It's horrible. Baby, I love you, but dude. So let's take this up into this area as well. Blend this side out. I can't really see what I'm doing because it's in the light. Hang on. It's catching the light, so it's... There we go. Now I can see. So let's bring that over here and up around her feet so that blends in a little bit better. Kind of looks like pavement then. Take that along there. Blend that up into that as well. And across here. Let's put a light patch there as well. Facebook just reminded you that last year you were screaming at the cat. Screaming at one cat to stop trying to bite a lit taper candle. Well, at least they weren't trying to knock it over. Cats are like crazy little toddlers determined to break things and die. Dogs just want to eat stuff. If it's edible, they're there. Okay, so I think this side I'm going to put some of this grey in. One of my squirrels saw that advert for the Witcher soundtrack earlier and I accidentally had my sound on, and now I've got one of my squirrels singing "Toss a Coin to Your Witcher." Thank you, Instagram. See if we can kind of make that into a little mountain type thing, maybe. Can we do that? Yeah, that's interesting. Why not? I'm going to have to get the stick song out in a minute if it keeps going. Oh no! He put his paws on the inside of the door. Poor little thing. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. That's what bothers me about the dogs, that they might try and jump up. Oof. I can imagine how painful that must have been, because as a child I did the no, don't touch the hot iron. Ow! But why, Mum? Yeah, that was me. Hi, Boo Boo. Okay, I don't like that. Let's blend that out a bit better. Putting cold water on his paws, I bet he didn't like that. But yeah, that's all you can do, isn't it? Just stand them in a sink of cold water. Or dunk them in a sink of cold water to try and minimise the blistering and take the heat out of it. And then get them to the vet. That's basically all you can do. Oh, poor little thing. You can see a little bit better the purpliness of this over here. It doesn't look as blue as it does on that side. I need to do something else with that corner. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Cats like to play in the sink or tub. Mine used to. Mine used to get in the sink, and we had one of those taps where you lifted up the tap to turn it on. And he used to get in and stick his head under the lever to knock the tap on, and then he'd drink out of the tap. And then he'd turn it off when he was done. He was a clever putty cat. I do miss having cats sometimes. I prefer having dogs though, I think. Oh, just painting around this bit while I've got this bit on here. Oh, Maddie, please stop making that horrible noise. Did you hear how she huffed at me? She's like a blooming teenager. She's either huffing at me like a teenager or giving me that look like, you know, when you've seen when you ask a kid to take the bins out and they're doing something and you say, now please, that look. Yeah, that's the look she gives me, like I'm getting on her last nerve. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a cat again. I just, at the moment, I prefer having dogs. I think when I'm an old biddy, I'll probably be an old biddy with lots of cats. And maybe a little dog. Because I do kind of like little dogs. Or I might just go the full hog and get a Pomeranian, which is the best of both worlds. But at the moment, I like having dogs that like to go out and have adventures. Okay, so that's where we're up to. Should have taken a before and after picture, shouldn't I? Never mind. I always forget to take progress shots. I suppose I could do a screenshot. Blend this one in a little bit. Time are we on? 5:45. So I think in a minute I'm going to go and pop a jacket potato in the air fryer, and then I've got an hour till it's ready. So in a few minutes we'll take a break while this dries, and I'll let the dogs out. A Pom would love to go on adventures, yeah. There are a lot of maintenance though. I don't have time for anything that needs a lot of maintenance. I have to brush Scooby every single day when he's molting. Well, actually he's molting all the time, but like at the moment I'm having to brush him every single day for at least 25 minutes because he's just a nightmare otherwise. It's brush the dog for 25 minutes or hoover the house for 3 hours every day. And I ain't hoovering, so. But I don't have time for anything that needs a lot of maintenance. Maddie! What are you always crying for? Did you hear me say go for a potty break? Maddie's decided she needs a potty break now. So we're going to take a potty break. Back in a few. And we're back. Ooh, that took a little bit longer than expected. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so when that timer goes off, and I say, oh, there's the timer for my jacket potatoes, don't let me forget to go and switch it for another 30 minutes, because it only cooks for 30 minutes at a time. Mine, I have to go and reset it. It's the only downside of it, because it's compact, it only cooks for 30 minutes at a time, maximum. Whereas the big ones, I think you can cook for up to 2 hours in them, so, but Boo-boo, what's the matter? Are you stuck? What are you stuck on? Are you coming around this way? What are you stuck on? What's the matter? Huh? What's the matter? What is up? You don't even know. You're trying to get out of the bit that you can't get out of. Okay. Dork. Where were we? Oh yeah, white paint. Have I got some white in that? Should have some white in this one. If I'm lucky, I've got some white. I don't have any white left in that one. Oh, I've got some gesso, that'll do. Saved! Oh, I've got... Hold that thought. The heavy body acrylic, that'll do. What I'm going to do is paint in a slightly better... Well, let's sketch it in first. Sketch in a slightly better edge to this cup. Might be able to get away with just drawing it in, actually. No, could do with evening out a bit there. And I've got a bit of the cup missing, so... yeah, about there. And then even up this edge here. I'm not going to paint in the handle, but what I am going to do is just pick this handle out of the background with my pencil. I might need to do a little bit of maintenance there. Just enough that it shows up. See how that makes the handle stand out now? Like you've added a shadow to it almost. So now it stands out against the grey. Or against the white background, because there's a... this bit is white. So you need it to... have a little weight to it to stand out. There we go. Now you can see the teacup handle. I refreshed my coffee while I was out there. It'll be too hot now. Small brush. Widow brush. Everybody went quiet. Have you all gone to get coffee? You want a shibu? Shibus are floofy because they're like Akitas. They're triple coat, aren't they? I do wonder if Scooby's got some husky in him, because for a start, he talks all the time. He howls like a husky. Although I was told he's German Shepherd Collie. I do wonder if he might have been German Shepherd Husky and a Collie. But he's definitely got the 3 layers of coat. Maddie has the double-layered German Shepherd coat, but she's only got it across the back of her shoulders. The rest of her is single-coated, so she's just got one area that molts constantly. It's pretty funny. She always looks like she's got a fur collar on. The only downside of an air fryer is that ticking. Ooh, it drives me insane. My mum has a clock that ticks like that. It's a grandmother clock, and it chimes the quarter hour and the Westminster chime. And it ticks constantly. I stayed there one Christmas and there was quite a few of us there. So I ended up sleeping in the lounge and I had to listen to that clock to the point where I picked up my sleeping bag and my mattress and I went and laid out in the conservatory because I couldn't stand the noise. It was keeping me awake. You got a 3/4 pit and a quarter husky. Oh, that's a bit like Maddie's. Because Maddie's half German Shepherd, half Staffy. And she is sassy AF. She huffs at you like a teenager, like you're getting on her last nerve. You ask her to do something, and she just looks at you like, and you are. You know, the Hermione look. You tell her off and she gives you the 1,000-mile stare over your shoulder. Or she just huffs and like waits, and then when you're finished she's like, you done? Jolly good, and walks off. She has so much attitude, but she's also really, really, really cute. You can't be annoyed with her because she's so sassy. And the minute she sasses you, you're like, I say to her, don't sass me. And straight away she'll go, oh, look, belly rub, cute. But I'm cute, mama. Yeah, you're cute, but you're sassing me to within an inch of your life. And then, of course, there's the snorty pig dog noises, which are currently happening over there at the moment because I think she's resurrected Zombie Bone. Yep, Zombie Bone is back in play. Zombie Bone, when I had my flatmate Helen in the other house, this is a very long time ago actually, she got Maddie a Nyla bone to stop her chewing on random things in the house. And this Nyla bone just, it doesn't die. And every time we thought, right, she's lost it, that's it, we haven't seen it for months, it's gone, she would resurrect it from wherever it was buried. And it's the most gnarly looking thing you've ever seen. So it got nicknamed Zombie Bone. And it is still in full effect. The worst bit's when you get into bed and you put your foot in bed and you're like, I found Zombie Bone. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. You got a flying little teacup. It's cute. Maud, is that a name? Oh, that is a very bully name, Maud. They just suit old lady names, don't they? Sit on your parents' settee under the cuckoo clock. Oh, hell no. Something would get thrown at that, or it would get disconnected while I wasn't there. It would mysteriously not work while I was there. Okay, I think that's all I want to do with paint. So let's take a progress shot, because I didn't take a beginning shot, did I? I'll have to snag one of those off. Oops, camera. There we go. Let's get it so it doesn't have light flashing on it. Every quarter of an hour it churned a different song. Oh my god. No. I never used to have clocks or watches or anything. I'm not time dependent unless I'm doing something, and then what I tend to do is just set an alarm. I don't understand why people need to know what time it is all the time. Your German Shepherd's papers say she's called Queen, the only one. You tried to rename her, but it was too late. Yeah, I know that feeling. Okay, that's where we're up to with that one. So what I would do with this one next is probably go in with maybe some bits of colour pencil or pen or oil pastel, just to do some more blending, do a little bit of something. Like this looks a little bit odd because this is not blended, so I don't know if you can see, but that bit has got little chicken scratch marks all over it like grass, so I might extend those little chicken scratch marks out into here a little bit to make it look a little bit more integrated. Here's missing a hand, so I better draw that in, hadn't I? What's his hand look like on the... oh, what's her hand look like? There we go. So shoulder plus elbow plus a little bit because it's foreshortened, be about there. Yep, that looks about right. So his hand would be about there. It's hard to say because their hands are drawn really strangely, but I think if I drew it kind of like that with a thumb, it's like mitten hands with really, really short fingers. I think that would do. So then I can paint that in. I don't think I'm digging the green of his jumper, it blends into the background too much, so I might give him a different coloured jumper, like bring that mauve colour over here. He might do well with a mauvey kind of sweater. Let's see, what have I got? I've got this one. That's a mauve colour. It's called mauve, in fact. So let's try that. This brush has got bits sticking out all over it. To do something about that. I could do some new brushes. So let's paint his sweater in. Yeah, I like that colour. It's not too girly, but it brings the purple across. Okay, that needs to come off. Little tip, if you've got a brush that's got, you know, sometimes you just get a couple of little bits of, I can't show you because it's far too tiny to focus on, but you get like 2 hairs that stick out separately to the rest of your brush. Don't try and trim the tip of the brush, Just slide a little pair of scissors down to separate those off and just completely get rid of them. As long as it's only one or two, it'll be fine. Don't ever trim the end of the brush. Just get rid of anything that's sticking out. See, there's a brush end here. It's a tiny bit longer than all the others, and it's got kind of a hook on the end, but actually that's quite handy because it's good for getting into tiny points and crevices. So I'm going to leave that there because I think it's useful. See, I like that jumper better even just with the one colour on it, one stripe, but I think I'm going to go for a little bit more. Let's paint. Probably should have left that stripe green and put the purple down there, but never mind. I might do it all purple because I'm not big on that green. It doesn't fit the rest of the colour scheme. And yes, this is somebody else's image, but I'm using it for my use in my journal. I mean, yeah, technically I am using it on a stream as well, but I don't know who the artist is. It came from a magazine that didn't credit the artist, so I have to assume that it's either a stock photography photo, which is usually where this particular magazine gets their stuff, or it is by an artist that eventually somebody will recognise and say, oh, I recognise that, that's so and so on Instagram, and then I can credit them and go, ah, there we go, that's who it is. So yes, I would credit the artist if I knew who'd done this image, or any of the images, of course. I'm pretty sure that one is does a commercial image from a shop, because it was something off a here's things you can buy. So I'm pretty sure advertisements, as long as you're not reselling them, are okay to use, but I would never reproduce this image to sell or anything like that, so it's just staying in my journal, my little bit of fun. But see, that's the thing, I like these kind of images because they interest me, they inspire me, I like the way they look together, but I can't use them in a piece of artwork with a capital A that I would produce or sell or make prints with, because it's not my work. But I still want to use them, so I put them in my journal like this. Does that make sense? So if anybody at any time recognises the artist who made this image, or any of the images in this collage, you can email me or DM me on Instagram. I'm easy to find, primarily because all my links are down below, and I will credit the artist. Yeah, I like that colour a lot better. Just coffee mugs too. Oh, what? Like this? I tried Google Lens. I do, when I need to credit an artist or anything like that, or if I'm looking for a piece of artwork and I want to find out who it's by, I do throw it in Google Lens to get the information. But I did try Google Lens with this and it didn't come up with anything, so that's the problem. It's not an image off the internet. If it's an image off the internet, 9 times out of 10 you can find out who it belongs to. But this came from a magazine. I use Spirit and Destiny magazine because they usually have really rubbish articles lately, but they have really good collage images. If it's from a magazine and it's uncredited in the magazine, it's usually a stock photo, which means you have to have access to something like a site like Stock Photo or Almay or something like that in order to even find the image. I have had it where I've spotted an image and I've been like, oh, I used that in a journal page a couple of months ago, and then I'll go back and write in who it's by. Let's try leaving a green stripe and see how that feels, just to break up that purple. I think I can get away with leaving that stripe. But yeah, anybody who doesn't understand how to use reverse image search or Google Lens, just go and watch an episode of Catfish, okay? They explain it. Oh, Catfish is one of the very few reality TV shows I can stand to watch. Because it's like car crash TV, man. Okay, that looks better. See, he blends in better now. I like that. I think she could do with maybe a pink skirt. I think that pink would look good on her skirt. Let's give her some pink. Oh, let's give his hand some flesh tone as well while we're at it. Oh, yeah, go in there. Go on. Oh, where's my mocha? Pale mocha. Use that one. Pretty much any magazines that have decent images, to be honest. But I do tend to buy Spirit and Destiny because it's got the kind of images that I like to use. Breathe magazine is really good as well. Some fantastic collage, and they credit their artists, so you can write on the bottom of the page who the illustration's by. In the Moment also credits their artists, but they do it at the back, and you don't necessarily know which artist did which particular thing. What do you call it? Which particular image. It just says contributing artists, and then there's like a list of contributing artists at the back. You have to kind of search for them on Instagram to find out who's who. Yeah, I like that dusky mauve colour. It's a good alternative to pink or purple when you want a very muted colour. I want a pink that is not too pink. Oh, I know. Let's use that. That's that muted violet. That's a good colour. Oh. Glare from the light. There we go. I can't. I'm either getting. Oh, my other light isn't on. That's why. I thought it was dark. There we go. That's why I couldn't see what I was doing. I could just paint this all as one block and put the lines back in afterwards, but where would be the fun in that? This is the bit that makes it meditative for me. Ooh, I can smell that jacket potato. Collage images. Who showed off the Stamperia papers in one of their videos? Anyone have a source for the USA? Stamperia are a European brand, aren't they? So you might have struggled to get them in the USA. I buy mine off Amazon. But there is a website. Which I would go on a limb and say is probably stamperia.com. If you find stuff that's suddenly out of stock in February, it could be, it could be that it's a Chinese shipper or manufacturer, because they're still on holiday, remember. A lot of them take the months off. Almost all the eBay sellers are still on holiday for Chinese New Year. There's lots of people on Etsy do digital collages if you're happy to print your own, you know. Oh, Etsy, yeah, that's another good source of places to get stuff. I like showing all the colours in my hair. Is it? You know it's a wig, right? Just checking. Stamperia's just for wholesalers. Oh, right, okay. They're having difficulty with staffing levels right now. Oh, are they having strikes or something over there? I know a lot of places are having trouble because of Hong Kong as well. Well, that's not true. It's not all a wig. This bit is wig from here back. This bit's mine. Oh, coronavirus. Oh, of course. I forget about that. Yeah. Because I don't watch the news. I don't think of things like that. But yeah, of course. Have they got a lot of... are they not allowed to ship certain things because of the virus? Because that happened with the bird flu thing, didn't it? They couldn't ship certain items to certain parts of the world. Well, I suppose a lot of their staff are off sick as well, are they? Never thought of that. Never even thought of it. This is what happens when you don't watch the news. You don't know what's going on. It's quite a nice place to be, actually. La la la, I'm not listening. Oh, there's my jacket potato. I must go and change my jacket potato for another 30 minutes. Back in a second. Hello, boo boo. What are you doing? You watching the jacket potato cook? Right, Scoob. Good boy. There we go. Right, we've got 30 minutes. Oh, they can't get people back in because of the quarantines. Right, okay. Yep, thank you, Gwen. I've just put it on for another 30 minutes. So sorry, I don't know where this glare is coming from. It must be coming from this one because it only appeared when I put that one on. I've got my ring light on. But I've got to be careful how I angle it, because if I put it in the wrong place, it glares off the screen and then I can't see anything on the screen. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm pretty happy with this so far. I could happily leave it like that actually, but I will probably go in and do some pen doodles and a bit of oil pastel, bits and pieces like that. Maybe. This could do with a little bit of oil pastel down here actually. I've got some nice purple. How will that look? Oh, that looks good, you see. I just... put a little bit of oil pastel down there. And then... rub that in like that. There we go. That's, see, that blends it. Oh, again, you can't see the purple. You can see where I've put it on the page because it's dull, but you can't see the actual colour. Do you journal on these pages? No, these are just collage pages. Sometimes I write on them, but I don't journal on them. What do you call journaling? That's the thing. Sometimes I write on them like this. I wrote about Imolk. But it's not journaling. Sometimes I'll write a quote on them. Sometimes, yeah, this is a good one. This would be a good one for a quote. Especially like down here, because I could extend these so they come down a bit, recreate some of the patterns, then get rid of this bit, carry some of this bit up, carry the colours across, and then put a quote here. But no, I don't put, let me put it this way, I don't do personal journaling on these pages. These are just collage pages. They may have some writing on, but it won't be personal journaling. Does that help? The Hobonichi is more factual journaling. What happened, what I did, what I've been doing throughout the day. It's not what's going on in my head type journaling. I have a separate written journal for that doesn't see the light of day. It lives in my Midori Traveller's Notebook. I use the 013 inserts and I just write in that. I almost do, it's like morning pages, but I do them at night before I go to bed when I need to. So when I want to write, that's where I go and write. And it's just like word vomit. I don't really personal journal. My journaling is in my pictures. This is my journal page. This mood, feeling, picture, kind of whatever it is. This is my... Does that make sense? I'm very visual. I don't write as much as you would think I do for a journal keeper, but I'm not. I don't class myself as an art journaler either. I just do what I do. I kind of want to play with that one now. I've got 30 minutes, haven't I? Just fancy a change of colour scheme. I've reached a point where I don't know what to do with this one now. So, and it's dry because I use matte acrylics. They dry really fast, especially under these lights. I might need my white. I quite like the idea of using that purple actually. That would fit with this colour scheme. But let's go lighter. I need a greenish colour. Like a mint. Oh, I've got a sage green. That would go well with this. Yep. And then an orangey, a burnt orangey colour. I don't think I have a burnt orange colour, so maybe I'll need to... No, I've only got a bright orange. Maybe I need to... Oh, hang on. I've got a glazing orange in that. No, get out of the way. Stupid thing. Oh, I've got a glazing orange in these. Let's put that back up there. That tan. No, that's too yellow. What a glazing orange. got that. Oh, that might work. One of those might work. So let's see what we're going to do with this one. Again, I'm going to go for covering the page first, just linking all the images together. Oh, that needs a bit more shaking. There's an extra 25 steps going on my Fitbit. Woo! Okay, so what should we do here? Let's start with a nice expanse of green. This passport paper is lovely to paint on. You don't need gesso or anything, you just straight out. And what has happened, guys, what has happened to the O2 passport grid size paper? I was trying to find passport inserts. It's the O2. I think it's got a red cover, if I remember correctly. And it's grid paper. They're out of stock everywhere. Oh, it's Chinese again, isn't it? Japanese, Chinese. Is Japan struggling as well? Is it an Asian area thing with this coronavirus? Because that would affect stuff too, wouldn't it, I guess? I'm going to add some more leaves around her. I like the fern leaves where they're painted around her. I think that's really pretty. So I think I'm going to bring this pink hair across, make her hair longer, because of course. Did I say about adding paintings to the website? I did, didn't I? Oh, Caught Wings of Angels. I love her stuff. She uses fountain pen just to vent, and then she paints all over it. It's awesome. I like Paper Pilgrim as well, and CN. CIENNE. The thing I like about Paper Pilgrim, actually, I think it's the Paper Pilgrim, she does journaling like I do journaling. Sometimes it's like a commonplace page where she'll... she'll just start talking about somebody she's been researching. Like she did a page on Emily Dickinson, one of my heroes, of course. She did another one on a writer, black lady. I want to say Titania, but that's not the name. Mary something, like Mary Titner or something like that. I don't know. You can look on her Instagram anyway. But yeah, she does factual pages. She did one on Charles Dickens for his birthday. She just picks something. I like to do that with like the Google Doodles. I did a page on Mary Somerville the other day in my journal. Because I saw the Google Doodle about her, and she was like a polymath. You know, somebody who's basically blooming good at everything. Like Leonardo da Vinci type people. But she was Scottish. She was a Scottish scientist, female scientist in the 1800s, and she was really, really well respected amongst scholars and stuff, which is frankly blooming amazing. Oh, is it Black History Month? That might be why she did it, because she did I think she did a Rosa Parks page as well, which I'm slightly more familiar with. Quarantines are helping to contain it. So far it's quite contained in Europe and the US. Yeah, we've only got 4 cases here, and they're all people who've been out there and come back. Tony Morrison, thank you. There wasn't a tit in there at all, but there was a T and an M and an I. It was close. Tony Morrison, thank you. Thomas Jefferson was supposed to be a polymath. Yeah, and Benjamin Franklin, was supposed to be a polymath. Just people who are generally brilliant at everything. They can see the big picture, like Albert Einstein. And where I come from, we call them jack of all trades, master of none. I'm like a small scale polymath. I'm good at lots of arty stuff. It's Black History Month. Okay. Toni Morrison. I could have drawn a picture of what the woman looks like, but I couldn't remember the name that went with it. But I could tell you what the page looks like. There's a picture of the woman there. She's got lovely black afro hair. Absolutely beautiful. And then she's got the names here, and could draw the page. I couldn't tell you what her name is. This is why I'm visual. Okay. Let's try, I think this might be a little bit too dark, but let's try this one and see, because this one is semi-opaque. No, let's try the translucent one first, because then we can paint over it. Let's try the translucent one. This matches the paper, if I remember correctly. A little pop of orange. Oh yeah, I like that. That works. Yeah, Albert Einstein was very talented. I hate the word talented. I shouldn't use talented. He was very diverse. That's the word I was looking for. He had a lot of diverse interests. I think he probably would have been a polymath, but he had more of a love for numbers. I think polymaths are just people who are geniuses but good at lots of different things and enjoy lots of different things and have lots of different passions, whereas Albert Einstein was more of a genius mathematician who was good at other things as well. But I don't think he had the passion for like playing the violin or anything like that he had for solving maths problems or physics or anything like that. What is it they say? Passion plus love plus hard work equals no. Passion plus hard work equals talent. Talent plus hard work equals genius. Yeah, I think that's it. Some people are just born with a natural aptitude for being really, 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 really good at something, which I think people misname as talent. It's not really talent, it's just they happen to be really, really, really good at the thing that they naturally have a natural ability for, and they have a passion for it as well, so they work hard at it. I mean, you can be as talented in inverted commas as you like, or have as much natural aptitude, which is what I prefer to call it, as you like at art or whatever, but if you never practice it, you're never going to be as good as somebody who works at it all the time. But if you're a genius at it, and it's your passion, and your natural aptitude is quite high, and you work hard at it, you're going to excel. You're just going to be off the charts good. I think the problem is when we come to art, we tend to look at what everybody else is doing and expect ourselves to be geniuses, when the fact is most of us have to work hard at what we do. I don't have a natural aptitude for art. I've worked hard to get where I am. I just have a passion for it, and because I have a passion for it, I've worked really hard at it over the years, and I'm well practiced, and that has over the years turned into a talent for being able to go, oh, I know what that does, I know how that's going to work, I can play with that, and I have a vague idea of how it's going to turn out. But it's certainly not a talent I was born with, I can assure you. That's why I get annoyed when people say it's a talent. Oh, you're so talented. I'm not talented. I didn't come out of the womb being able to do this, guys. I just had an arty mum who encouraged me because I was passionate about it. End soapbox, because it's nearly dinner time. I can smell that jacket potato. It smells so good. I don't think telling somebody that, oh, you're so talented, is a compliment. If I want to say something along those lines, I will say to them, wow, that's genius. I love what you've done with that. Because to me, that's what it is. It's genius. You've looked at it and you've seen something. Oh, what was that quote I saw the other day? I meant to write it in my book, actually. It's going in my book. I wrote it down somewhere. It's on a post-it note somewhere. An artist can recreate what's already there. A genius can create something that doesn't exist. It's like, oh wow, that's good. That's good. Because, you know, artists are just recreating or rejigging visual images. You know, we're just doing what. It's like they say, every book in the English language was written with 26 letters and a few. What's the word? Not quotation marks. What's it called? Punctuation. A few bits of punctuation. You have to remember that, you know. It's what you put into it. Oh, I had 2 parents who supported me. Yeah, we reimagine what already exists. Geniuses can see something that doesn't exist and create it. That's what I think the difference is, anyway. You can be mini genius at things. I think I'm a bit of a genius at MacGyvering things. I can look at things, and if they're broken, I can fix them. If they don't work, I can tweak them. If I need to remake it, I can remake something that already exists without having to have a pattern or be told how to do it or anything like that. I'm a bit of a genius in that sense, but that's about the only thing I'm a bit of a genius at. Because it's the only thing I'm interested in. That's why you praise your kids for hard work even if they're talented at it. Yeah. I mean, some kids just have a natural aptitude for sports. You don't call them a talented person. You say they're skilled. And I think the same should be said about art subjects, you know. You don't call, you know, I mean, music has its own language. You know, you have a virtuoso, which is a genius at something, who is just, they've got the natural aptitude, they work hard, and they've got the talent to do it. They've got the hard work, they've got the passion for it. It's all there. And they become a virtuoso. They just become phenomenal very, very quickly. But the vast majority of people who make music or play musical instruments, as you well know yourself, Katie, have spent hours and hours and hours drilling scales and things. If it was something you didn't have to work at, you wouldn't need lessons in it. Do you need to learn how to do something? If you need to learn how to do it, then it's not a natural talent. I mean, you don't have to learn how to breathe, right? I mean, you learn how to walk. But I think most babies, just left to their own devices, would naturally start walking. It's one of those things that you automatically want to do. You've got legs, so you want to use them. You don't really have to go to classes to learn how to walk, right? Like you go to classes to learn how to read or write or arithmetic, you know. Looks like London Graphics have the O3 passport notebook in grid. Oh, is it an O3 now? Oh, maybe they've just changed the numbering since it went to Travellers Notebooks. Because it's not Midori Company anymore, is it? It's Travellers Notebook Company now. Did they split off from Midori or something? The O3 passport notebook, the grid is O2. Oh, okay, you confused me there. The O3 is the plain one, is it? With the red cover. And the grid is the O2, which is not red, but it's got a red sticker on it. I think that's right. I think the grid one is green, isn't it? Everywhere I've looked has been out of stock, but it never occurred to me that it might be because we had Chinese New Year and then now we've got this coronavirus thing. I didn't realise it was affecting imports and exports quite so much as it is. Or staffing levels or anything. What's the matter? Why are we crying at Mama? Are we crying because we want to sit under the table and we can't get in? Come on then. Come on then. In you get. There you go. The O3 is blank and the O2 is grid. Right, thank you. Yeah, it didn't occur to me that that's might be why it's out of stock everywhere. Even Amazon hasn't got any, so. But I've got another month to go before I need another one, and I'm already thinking maybe I'll go up to the standard size for a month. The trouble is, I say a month, and then I'm not really in it for a month. I'm in it for like 3 months because I want to finish the books. I don't know. Maybe I'll stick with this one. Depends what we come up with for One Book July, I guess. There, I like that. That's coming along nicely. Nearly finished. I'm going to have to stop in a minute all of a sudden because the bell will go. And I can leave it for about 10 minutes to continue cooling, but then I have to go and let's put her arm in there. And her arm comes down there. That's just it's a bit of definition, make her stand out a bit from the background. There we go. You know what? I didn't do that little bit in there. Probably should have done that. Let's use this smaller brush. It has a green cover, yeah. Blend this down a little bit. Oh, I was going to do that hand coloured. Okay. Let's put some of this green around this edge then. Talking to myself. Da, 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 da. So yeah, if you want to know about prints and stuff coming out next month and first refusal on paintings and things, go sign up RhomanysRealm.org.uk. Keep your eye on Patreon. You can, without subscribing, you can follow my Patreon, which means you get public posts. So anything to do with classes and stuff, I always put it on public. So it's kind of like a mini blog, because I don't have a blog. So you can follow on there. You don't have to subscribe to get updates. You can also join my Trello group. Cody will probably have the link there, or Katie. The alumni group, which is for any past or present subscribers, patrons or students, or Instagram followers, or yeah, basically just come on over, come and have a play. It's fun. I'm liking how this one's blending together. I don't know what to do with this section. I think it needs a quote. And I'm kind of seeing a patch of paper there, so maybe I'll paint the background here a slightly darker green and then put a patch on top of it to bring out this kind of olive green. That might be quite nice. I don't want to get too much out because I'm about to go and... why don't I have a piece of plastic anywhere? I do have pieces of plastic, but I'm... Oh. These packing things, you know, the recyclable ones that you just... Thank you! I knew somebody would have a link. These recycling packages, you know, the cushions that come in a big strip and you have to pop them and they're recyclable. They make great little pallets. Come on then. Good girl. And to go with that, there was something else about paintings. Oh, Twitch. I think I got Twitch working the other day. I still need to play about with it a little bit more, but I think I got it working. What I need to find out is whether the notifications are working again. But I think I've got some setup to do because they've changed a lot of stuff since I was last on. So I've got to go and play with it. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping to stream on Twitch on Friday. Because I want to get back into painting. I miss painting. And now I've got all my class stuff slimmed down to the point where I've got time to do stuff other than just plan classes. I want to sit and paint. I want to get more paintings done. I want to do some more stuff. And if I stream it, I kind of have to be there. Twitch notifications never work. No, I know. They work if you have Twitch on your phone. If you have the Twitch app on your phone, you get notifications. That's the only reason I've got the Twitch app on my phone, is so that I get notifications. But what I'll start doing is put it on the calendar if I'm going to go on. So if you're in the class, you'll get a note. You'll see it on the calendar. Maddie, stop crying, please. You've just been out. I love you, but let's not. Oh, that's what I was going to do, quick, before my potato needs to be done. I was going to get a bit of this to put on that corner, and I was going to mix in a little bit of Maddie, the green acrylic, the muted green, just a little bit, just to change the tone a little, because I don't have an olive green. There you go, that's better. It's that kind of bluish green. Let's pop a tiny bit of the translucent orange in. See you later, Katie. So, because the green is too blue, I'm putting in a little bit of the translucent orange, which will warm it up a tad. without changing the colour. So it'll still be green. Yay, there we go, that's better. That looks better. Okay, and I think I'll just put this all over here until I know what I'm going to do. Let's just blend that up a little bit. Yeah, I'll just paint all this across here. Yep, there goes the manicure. And there's the jacket potato. Now all I have to do is decide what I'm going to throw on it. I've got some coleslaw actually. I might put some coleslaw and cheese on it. So I'm just going to finish painting this in and then we're going to wrap up. Oop, dog hair. Oh, too late, it's already dry. Another dog hair, that's one of Scooby's. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do with that just yet, but that's enough to just be able to blend it out. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be back on Friday. In the meantime, if you see me popping on and off of Twitch and you happen to be free to let me know that you're getting notifications, it would be useful if you let me know if you do get notifications. But I'm not actually going to be streaming until Friday. It's just me testing it out to see if it's working. Because I had a lot of problems. I couldn't get my sound or anything to work before Christmas. I don't know what they were messing about at. But I enjoy my Twitch streams because it's just, I just get to sit and paint. And I don't have to talk and I don't have to teach. And I'm just doing what I want to do. It's fun. I love it. You get them on your Echo Dot if you've got your TV stick in. Okay. Right. I think that's it. So that's that one. Maddie, stop crying, please. I heard it. That's that one. And then that's that one there. So that's step one. This one obviously doesn't need a step one, but I'll probably go in and fill in the white gaps with blue just to make it all blend together, and then blend some of this again with blue and white just to break up the edges. That's all I'll do with that one. Probably won't do anything with the others, but yeah. I suppose I should take... Oh, I didn't get a screenshot of this one. I'll have to screenshot this one too. See you, Rach. Let me take a photograph while I remember, because I'm an idiot and I forget. Let's put it under the light. Oh, no, that's... Maddie, please stop crying, baby. It's kind of annoying when you do that. I know you want something, but just hang on 2 seconds, okay? There we go. Right, that's it. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you again very soon. Bye.